celebratory malt liquor video, and it's I've taken the first step into home ownership, so it'll probably be a while before I'm actually walking in front doors or anything like that, looking around to see where I should set up my homebrew equipment. But I think that like the step that like the success I've just had recently at my work has like there's no way to mess this up unless I mess it up at this point in time. Like so, I don't know. I feel that for the first time in my life, a life of simplicity and sacrifice has been the best training I could have had all this time. Because sometimes I think about that. It's kind of a malt liquor video too, malt liquor, because I'm celebrating. I think that there's been times in my life, a lot of times in my life, where I've had to sacrifice. And I knew that by sacrificing I could improve the quality of my life. And so I've been trained, I've trained myself to do well with very little. And I think that now that I'm having an opportunity to raise my sights a little bit, like I was looking at buying property, and that's something I could pull off right now. But I started thinking about how much more valuable would it be if I could buy a house near where I work. And I thought, why shouldn't I raise my sights higher? And I should be capable of something like this. And there was an opportunity came up, and I took it, and I asked questions. I asked about expectations to ensure that I could meet those things, and that I was meeting those expectations, and I was told that I was. And so I feel pretty solid as far as nothing will go wrong as long as I keep my eye on the prize, and I'm all about keeping my eye on the prize. So I can't even imagine, like all my life, I've wanted to have a place of my own. I've always hated the idea of paying rent, like giving somebody like $10,000 or $12,000 a year so I could live in their place, I could pay their property taxes and stuff. It always drives me nuts. But I never thought I'd be able to do it, Freaking makes me want to cry about it. So, I don't necessarily think I'm proud, actually. I feel just very lucky. I think that, like, my small skill set is, I guess, I didn't have a lot to offer a business except for I don't know, one of my bosses said, I said something like, I really think it's important that things go well rather than that I'm in the right. And he said, you can't train that into somebody. So I guess I've got a skill set that comes either comes through trial and error, or comes naturally, or finally you just accept that it's a lot better at the end of the day if things go smoothly rather than at the end of the day I was in the right. And I think those little things. At my job interview, when I got my job a long time ago in 2006, I made everybody at the interview laugh really hard. And I'll tell you what I did. The first question they asked me, something about like, what's your experience working in a diverse workplace? And I started answering about like my teaching career as a martial artist. And I was kind of wordy about it, and then I stopped, and I noticed they had like a couple lines to write down a brief statement of what I just said. And then after that, every time they asked me a question, I answered it in a 2-line sentence. And then they said, have you ever stolen from your workplace? And I thought for a moment, and basically what I was thinking is like, should I tell this story? And the guy looked a little concerned that I didn't answer right away. And I said, yes, I have stolen from my workplace. Would you like to hear it? And he was like in a really neutral tone, he said, yes. And there's two of them interviewing me. And I said that I had a boss once that liked candy. And he'd have like the Reese's Pieces cups, that, you know, the 2-pack, or M&Ms, or Twix, where you break in half. And so at the end of the day, he would leave candy behind, and I would open a pack. So I'd open his Twix, slide out the Twix, break off like half of one, slide the candy back, and then leave a note saying, you know, I've heard a rumor that candy left in your office gets consumed, and I don't want to go out like that. So in my remaining days, I will be traveling the earth like Kwai Chang Caine, hopefully solving problems and leaving without any thanks. And same thing with the M&Ms. Like, I'd take out 14 M&Ms and say, the 14 of us have decided to make it an escape. You had no right to keep us prisoner. Our life of liberty will be a tribute, and we'll occasionally be writing you notes letting you know that how great our life is, that it didn't end in your belly. And they just burst out laughing. And then after that, you know, we got back to business, so I was back to 2-word sentences. And I just thought, anytime that you make people burst out laughing in a job interview, you've said the right thing. And then when I first started working there, I work hard. I think working hard is the right thing to do. Also, I think if you pay me well, or even if you don't pay me well, I'll work hard and then I'll find another place to work. But if you do pay me well, I'll work hard and stick with you. And I remember, like, I was given a task with these 3 people. Basically, I was just moving things, and I moved some things from point A to point B, and then I went back to point A and moved some things to point B again, and I lapped those folks. The 2 people I was working with, I'd gone almost twice as fast at this simple job as they did. And I wasn't trying to compete with them. As a matter of fact, I think they were trying to go as slow as possible. You know, it's like, if we work hard, they'll just have us do more work. And I'm like, well, that's why, you know, that's why I'm here. Like when I first started working there, before that I was doing security, and I was putting on a lot of weight, working late at night, eating bar food and stuff like that. I lost 30 pounds in like 4 months. Actually, it's too fast to lose that much weight. Actually, I felt like crap. But that just shows you how hard I was working. And then actually, you know, I didn't think I was going to keep the job. And I thought that it was a temporary job. And they came and talked to me on my last day and said, we've put you back up on the schedule. We'd like you to stay with us. And I was so shocked that I just had this blank look on my face. And they looked at me like, that's what you want, right? And I'm like, yes, that is what I want. So it's kind of a, I don't know what, I was really, really lucky, or I worked really, really hard, and I was lucky that people paid attention. And there was some times, actually, where some of my coworkers, how's this going to stand? Is that going to work? Is that going to work? Oh, now here comes Aquila. Okay, bud. There was a time when there was a couple of my coworkers that I didn't actually work with them. I worked kind of close to them, and sometimes as things were getting near the crunch time, I'd be getting caught up, and I'd say, "Is there anything I could do for you?" And they'd say, "No." And I'd look around at what they're doing, and I'm like, "Well, would you like me to do that for you?" "Okay, baby, hold on." Hold on, back up. Back up. And they go, well, yeah, I guess you could do that for me. And I don't know why they didn't want me to help them. But as time went on, they got used to me offering their help. And I didn't want, this thing, I didn't need their help in return. I wasn't like, I'll help you if you help me. I was just trying to be effective where I was working. And if I could do something to help somebody else out at the same time. And I think they passed that on. I think that it wasn't all like the place I was working for noticed my hard work. I think that I actually helped. I went above and beyond a little bit with the people that I worked around. And I guess if they've been working there a really long time and they go approach somebody and say that Earl guy really helps out, he really does a great job, I think that like they would listen to that, they'd give that greater weight to somebody who's been working for them a long time. I hope I retire from the company I work at now. I really do. All right. Celebrating simple.